Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. Today is Monday, the 31st of July, 2023. That is right. Today is the final day of July, if you can believe it. This month flew by for me, seriously. At a usual time when, during the summer, everything goes slow, right? Typically in the summer, like, everything crawls by because there's, like, no new game releases or very few. Kind of the opposite this year. You know, this year, a lot of stuff going on in the realm of, Street Fighter 6 action and, just other stuff, and it just kept me very busy. I think everyone kind of feels the same way around here anyway, on my channel. So, good stuff. Welcome to the show. The final podcast of the month. Everyone wave goodbye to July and say hello to August, the final summer month, before we head into the insane marathon that will be the fall gaming season with ridiculous amounts of new games starting to hit in September. Also, for the month of August, it is my anniversary month, where I'll be celebrating my 15-year anniversary as a content creator here on YouTube. 15 years of Dark Side Phil, if you can believe it. And, ladies and gentlemen, I have something special planned for all of you tomorrow on this very show. Two big things will be happening. Firstly, I will debut my new background for the new month, which will have some anniversary elements to it to celebrate. But in addition to that, I'll be debuting a very special video right here live on this show to celebrate 15 years of Dark Side Phil. I really love this video. Someone put a lot of attention and care and work into it, and I'd like to debut it here for you live and then have it as a separate upload that'll go live during the show on the channel, and I'll probably make it the highlighted video for this month on DSP Gaming. So I hope that you guys will give it a look tomorrow while I'm here on the podcast, and of course check it out separately as its own standalone as well, okay? So, I'm pretty excited for this. I hope that you are too. This month is going to have a lot of special events and things lined up. We talked about this yesterday. The first special event is going to take place on the 12th, Saturday the 12th, and it's going to be a special two-part event. The first half is going to be a major stream where we go back and rewatch Project 7 together, and I will do live commentary on it. I'm sure people will be interacting with me, talking with me, and we'll have questions to answer. And of course, it's going to be viewed in a whole new light now that I've watched that John and Howard video last year, and I did the live react to it. And they said a lot about Project 7 in that video, and we'll be able to add all of that context now when we rewatch that project. And that'll be fun. Every once in a while, it's good to go back to the things you did in the past and kind of analyze them from a different perspective. So that's going to be good. And then also, that night, on the late stream, we're going to do a special tier maker event. And in that event, it's going to be me ranking all of the games that were my picks for either Game of the Year or runner-up in the last decade or so. So we're going to be ranking 20-plus games to see which games have stood the test of time and which games have not. Okay, that's going to be an exciting tier maker that I think a lot of people will like. Then, at the end of this month, August 26th, another Saturday, there will be a special day-long marathon event. And this event is cool because it's going to be a 15-year retrospective, and you are in control of the event. What do I mean by that? Well, yesterday on this very show, I posted up 2 threads on the community tab of DSP Gaming. Basically, you are going to be nominating your favorite moments for my 15 years as a content creator. And, anything's fair game. It could be, excuse me, your favorite gameplay moment, a funny moment, a rage-filled moment, just something that was silly, a game review, a vlog, a travel highlight, a countdown, an unboxing video, right? Any of that. It's all fair game. The only criteria being that it's got to be from my content or maybe a fan montage of my content, not detractor stuff, okay? So, already, I can tell you, people have started posting up, and thank you to those who already have. You're going to have all month to nominate stuff for this very special marathon event at the end of the month. It's going to be a cool retrospective vibe. I haven't done a retrospective in 2.5 years, so it's going to be nice to finally do one after this, little bit of downtime and to celebrate my anniversary, okay? So that's going to be fun. However, that's not all, because as you know, this month, I'm already in the midst of my Grand Theft Auto 5 anniversary run playthrough. Right now, it is actually the thing that I am getting the most attention on DSP Gaming. People are really liking and watching it, and I'm happy for that. And that's going to continue starting tonight. In addition, there's going to be many more throwback playthrough events this month. A lot of retro game stuff. as the night streams free up, once I finish Final Fantasy 16, which we're almost done with. So by early next week, we'll start with new stuff on the late streams, which will be pretty exciting, and I hope that you guys are excited for that. I know I am. I always love doing retro stuff in the summer when time, provides. So good stuff coming up all around, all right? Great anniversary stuff happening this coming month. I'm very excited to show you my new background tomorrow. I'm going to basically have on one side of me all things kind of related to my past. It's going to have, you'll see, I don't want to spoil, but you're going to see on one side some pretty cool stuff. And then on the other side, I'll probably just have some artwork and some of my usual stuff. So it'll be good balance, good variety for the month of August to celebrate my 15 years as a YouTuber. Pretty neat, okay? All right, so that's coming up. I'm very excited for that starting tomorrow to debut that special video for you and get the ball rolling with my anniversary festivities, okay? Cool. So, outside of that, I guess what we should do is talk about what's been going on, because I have a positive update in regards to my React content that I'd like to share with you, and one really annoying negative one, but I took care of it. And then I want to talk about, obviously, what we're doing for the rest of the week, because, ladies and gentlemen, as of today, we got 3 straight days full of gameplay. I know after having an entire weekend of almost all React content, you guys are probably ready for gameplay. I hear you. So that's what we're doing for the next 3 days, without any interruption, without any nonsense. It's going to be gameplay here on DSPGaming nonstop, okay? Pretty cool. All right, so let's talk about it, shall we? So yesterday was my weekly React show, DSP versus the Internet. Pretty good. I would say it was a great variety of clips, a great variety of content that we covered. And, I'll be honest, I think the reason why the variety is increasing is twofold. Reason number one is because, as you know, about 2 months ago, we started doing a randomized playlist for channel members. And so after we get through the ultra member submissions, which are guaranteed to be watched, and we get to the general member submissions, they are of a big variety because it's randomized. You don't know what's going where. It's not first come, first serve. When it was first come, first serve, you had the same people who were rushing to post up every week. So you'd end up seeing the same kind of videos almost every week. And now there's big variety. We're watching documentaries, we're watching comedy videos, we're watching animations and skits, we're watching music, we're learning things about science, but then we're actually hearing about historical events, and it's really fun. I'm having a great time with it. Now the other half that's a big factor of this is that, ladies and gentlemen, as of yesterday, it is official. We hit the highest number of channel members ever on DSP Reacts. I know you might be saying, really? Yeah, we did. In the last month, significant amount of people either became a member or gifted memberships. Yesterday, we got a couple member bombs over there. We are now up to, listen to this, 137 members on DSP Reacts. Thank you for that. Because as I've told you guys since I started this channel way back in February, I really don't make much profit on that channel besides memberships. Why? Because the vast majority of content, I'm reacting to someone else, and their content gets claimed. Perfect example, and I wanted to tell you about this today if you were wondering yesterday what happened with the React videos I put up. Most of the time, when I upload DSP versus the Internet, half the videos get claimed, blocked, or bull, and then I gotta work around that. Yesterday, case in point, someone had nominated a stand-up comedy act. I had never heard of this comedian before, but they had done like a skit or a segment in their stand-up show about jury duty, American jury duty. For those who don't know, in the United States, you get randomly selected every few years to serve on a jury for a court case. And you may or may not be selected to actually be there for the case, but you get questioned and stuff. So basically, he was doing a whole comedy skit about it. That entire segment, so it's like 5 minutes, right, got not only claimed, but blocked worldwide. Why? Why did it get blocked worldwide? I have absolutely no clue. Music is acceptable. Clips and trailers of shows and games are acceptable. But a stand-up comedy routine is blocked worldwide. So because of that, not only was one of the videos that I uploaded yesterday blocked, no one could see it, but the archived stream was. And that's kind of more of a bigger deal because people who are channel members over there are supposed to get access to the archive stream right away. They don't have to wait all week for those, episodes to go live on the channel. One of the benefits of perks of them being a member is to see it right away. The whole thing got blocked. So I had to edit not only the video, but also the stream to get that content out of it. it took a couple hours for each one. But good news is, as of now, all that content should be visible. I apologize to those who were trying to watch it maybe yesterday afternoon or yesterday evening, and it wasn't available. And I did what I could. It's YouTube and its weird system that basically doesn't have consistent rules. It is fair game to react to the content. I should have legally been able to, but YouTube doesn't care, and they blocked the video anyway. So now it should be fine. But anyway, the point I'm making here is I make nothing on those videos. Anything that gets claimed or blocked or whatever, I make nothing. So literally the one show I consistently do on DSP Reacts, the weekly clip show, I make no money on. So it's really people who are supporting the channel via memberships, gifted memberships, super chats during the streams, or tips during the streams. That's how I make my money on that channel. And I am happy to report it's profitable. It's not a waste of time. I do make, decent amount on the channel that it makes sense to continue working with that channel and having it be part of my content. I've really enjoyed having the variety of content over the last year. So, that being said, please give this stuff a look over there. It was a great show. Since we now have 137 members, the most I've ever had, two things. Number one, way more people now are going to be able to nominate clips for next week's show, and I already posted up over there the threads on the community tab by which you can post up videos for next week. So if you're a new channel member over there or you're contemplating becoming a member, now would be a great time. And that's just going to add to the variety of stuff that's going to be on the show next week, okay? But in addition to that, because we have so many new members, we unlocked emote slots. And so I added 3 new emojis to DSP Reacts this morning. The Jasper emote, which I know people love. They like him to put him not only when he's on camera, but also just as a reference to other animals and things in the videos. And since there's animals in DSP Reacts and the clip show, it made sense to have Jasper over there. So he's over there now. Number 2, facepalm, which is kind of a no-brainer. Why wouldn't I want the facepalm emote when we're doing DSP versus the internet and half the clips on facepalming because there's such ridiculous stuff on that show, right? And then lastly, the Wow Dude emote. That is a clip or a quote that's been used many, many years. I say it. People like the fact that I say it. It's a meme. So I put that one over there too. So those are the 3 new emotes that I added. And the more members we get on DSP Reacts, the more emote slots will be unlocked. So as of now, I think if we get to 150, right now we're at 137. If we get 150 members over there, I unlock another emote slot. And then we keep going, okay? So I wanted to get those in there, and here's why. The way it works on YouTube is very weird. When you unlock an emote slot, you have to put in the emote right away, because if you dip below the criteria to qualify for it, you lose the emote slot if there's not already an emote in there. So for example, today we're at 137. Let's say if I didn't put the emotes in this morning, and then a bunch of memberships expire, and tomorrow we're down to 120, oh, well, now I was downgraded from one of the slots, and I lose the slot because I didn't put an emote in it right away. It's dumb. It shouldn't be like that. It should be like a permanent unlock, but it's not. So I had to do it as quick as possible, and now we got those emotes in there, okay? What about a skip emote? It wouldn't be bad, but like I said, if anyone wants to make emotes or art or anything for DSP Reacts, I would accept it. I said this earlier this year that I'd love to have some custom emotes over there just for that channel, but no one's really taken the idea and ran with it. I don't have the ability to make emotes. I don't have any kind of artistic ability, nor do I have the software to do it anyway. So it's up to you guys. If you want to make something, I'd be open to it, okay? But please do so within a timely manner, because if, again, we dip in members, I might lose those slots, and then if I try to change the emote, I lose the emote. I know it sounds dumb. It is. YouTube is just a weird thing. Anyway, so most members ever on DSP Reacts right now, and new emotes added to the channel for channel members, which is really neat. Now, to give you guys an update, this week is a very busy week on DSP Reacts, because not only do we have my usual clips from DSP versus the internet that now will be going live every day, but now we also have clips from my Machinima React event from Saturday. So to give you some perspective, as of now, we've got parts 1 and 2 of me reacting to the June the King documentary about Machinima, which is called The Greatest YouTube Failure in History, or The Greatest Failure in the History of YouTube. So those 2 parts are live. They've been live since Saturday. Also, as of this morning, the introduction and part 1 of the Dark Side of Machinima React event, where I was relaying my history with Machinima and my personal stories with emails to back it up. Those are now live, and the next 2 parts will be going live today and tomorrow at noon Pacific time. So noon today, part 2 of the Dark Side of Machinima, and then tomorrow, part 3, the final part, will go live. Now, later in the week, on Wednesday, there's going to be some special videos going live. A Q&A video that I did with the audience for about 15 minutes, as well as a food vlog, Feasting with Phil, where I reviewed the chain Panera Bread. It's a restaurant chain here in the United States, and let me just tell you something, it was actually one of the most disappointing Feasting with Phil episodes I ever did. So all that's going live over the course of the week, plus every day new episodes of DSP versus the Internet. So that channel this week is very busy. There's new content every day, multiple videos every day. I hope you'll give it a look. Consider subscribing over there. Remember, you cannot talk on that channel unless you subscribe for 24 hours. That's the criteria here as well to prevent from trolling with bot accounts and stuff. And there will be a lot of content on DSP Reacts this month. Not only the weekly React clip show, but like I just mentioned earlier, the Project 7 React event, the Tier Maker, and the 15-year anniversary marathon all will be on DSP Reacts. So it's going to be really cool for you to be a subscriber and possibly a member this month. It makes a lot of sense. Okay? Fair enough? I think I've talked enough about DSP Reacts now. All right? All right. So then last night on the late stream, it was community night in Street Fighter 6. This is when I set up a public lobby with a password protection, and people can join the lobby during the live stream and play against me. I had a new idea last night. I called it DSP's ladder... The hell did I call it? I called it DSP's community... No. What the hell did I call it? Ladder Fight Night. Ladder Fight Night. That's what I called it. The Ladder Fight Night. What does that mean? Well, in Street Fighter 6, characters are ranked by essentially how good they are in the game. There's the low tier, the middle tier, and the top tier. In the game, people are basically kind of a consensus that characters such as Lily and Zangief are lower tier. And then you got characters like E Honda, Dalsim. Then you got kind of get to mid to upper mid tier. You know, characters like Marisa, Ryu. And then you've got the top tier, which would be characters like, you know, Luke, Luke, Juri, Ken, stuff like that. So, essentially what the challenge was last night, I would start playing with a low-tier character that everyone agrees is a low-tier character. I'd see how long I could play with this character until someone finally beat me. If they beat me in a set, then I would change to another character that would be considered equal or slightly higher up in the ranks. And the challenge was, could the viewers beat me enough that I could actually get to like a top tier? Like my top tier characters right now, for me that I play, would be Rashid, Luke, Blanca. Blanca obviously being my best because he's almost master rank. So, it was an interesting challenge, all right? And I played for about 2.5 hours against the viewers. In that time period, it took about an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes to finally have my Geef be defeated. Because my Zangief, I think, is pretty darn good. Not top-tier tournament level, but I think he's pretty good. Even though he's only 5-star platinum, because I haven't really used him online that much. I'm doing pretty good stuff with him. I'm doing pretty good combos, pretty good mix-ups, variety of stuff, and he's getting better. Every time I play, I feel like my execution's getting a little better and everything. So, and I even had some really good matchups against Camis and stuff that almost beat me. Like, we were down to the wire close, and then I would win last second. But then finally, I was dethroned. And then I switched up. And then it was like good variety, because then I played Dalsim. I think I won one and I lost one. And I played Honda, and I think I won like 2 or 3, then I lost. Then I picked Lily, and I think with Lily, it was pretty crazy. 2 master level players joined the lobby. And the first one was a master Jamie, who I beat, and the second one was a master Dalsim that I lost to. And it was like, wow, this is cool. A good variety tonight. I think I ended up, at the end of the night, I picked like Marisa and Ryu, and then we ended with Ryu because I ran out of time. So, it was a good premise. Now, I don't know if I will do this every week. I think that it's a good idea for now. It was good for variety to break it up, to do something a little different. I don't know if I would do this absolutely every week or not. But it was fun. And I want to say thanks to everyone who was here last night, who played. I mean, I think I have the stats. In fact, you know what? I know I have the stats. It's in a tip. I'll shout out that tip in a bit, so I won't shout that out yet. But that is coming up. But yeah, it went really well. I had a good time. And I want to say thanks again to anyone who attended last night, okay? So today, now let's talk about the schedule for the rest of the week, shall we? It is time for a serious business stream, all right? Today's main stream is Zangief's Diamond Rush Madness. What does that mean? It means today I want to get my Zangief to Diamond rank. He is at 5-star platinum. Last time I played with Geef, about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I went from like low tier platinum all the way up to like 5-star platinum. So the videos I've been studying, you know, the parrying and everything that I'm doing has upped my game significantly, and now I'm doing really good. So I want to get him to Diamond. I don't know how far in Diamond I can get him, but I definitely want to get my Zangief at least into Diamond status today. That is the goal, and that's the stream. It's all ranked gameplay, Zangief Online, trying to get him to Diamond, all right? Hopefully, you know, easily do it, and maybe even get him even higher up. We'll see what we can do here. I've, you know, learned more combos and strategies that I'll try to implement today. We'll see how it goes overall, but I think, you know, I think it'll go well, and hopefully I'll continue to improve with Zangief, okay? So that's today's main gameplay stream. Later tonight, on the late night stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, it is GTA 5, the anniversary run continuing. Currently, we're 6 hours into GTA 5. It's been fun. I'm having a good time with the game, and I hope that you guys will join me tonight for the continuation of the playthrough. However, I will say something up front. I'm enjoying the playthrough. I know you guys are enjoying the playthrough, because why? Every time I play GTA 5, attendance is high, engagement is high, and even the on-demand viewers, people who watch exclusively on the channel after the fact, also have really been enjoying this playthrough. The views are very good for the GTA 5 playthrough. In fact, in comparison to everything else that I've been doing for the last month and a half, I'm not kidding you. GTA 5 is beating Final Fantasy 16. GTA 5 is beating the Street Fighter videos. GTA 5 beat Amnesia the Bunker. I mean, should I keep going? GTA 5 beat Diablo. GTA 5 actually beat Zelda. It beat everything. For some odd reason, me playing GTA 5 really got people excited to watch my content in what was otherwise considered kind of a slower summer, okay? That's an absolute great thing. And the thing is, the game's lengthy. It's a minimum 30 hours. But being that I told you guys this time around, because we're now an interactive stream, right? Back then when I played it 10 years ago originally, there was no interactions. I didn't know what to do in the game. I just kind of flubbed it, and I missed a bunch of content. This time around, I want to do all the content in the game. We already recruited Packy for the very first heist, and we're actually now casing and setting up for that heist. We may actually do it on tonight's late stream. So this playthrough will be a little different because it has the stream interaction, has that help, and I'm not going to be missing content like I did in the first playthrough, okay? But there is one thing that's missing right now in the playthrough. It's not views, it's not attendance, it's not engagement. It's support. What do I mean by that? Well, people who are actually, like, supporting the streams. The streams have actually been some of the slowest streams for support that I've seen in months. Literally everything else I'm doing. The React streams, the Street Fighter streams, all getting more support than GTA 5. GTA 5 has been very slow. Why? I honestly can't answer that question. Because as I've told you guys, historically, as a streamer, that I started being a full-time streamer back in 2017, my methodology and rule of thumb has been thus. If you play a game and you're enjoying it, and the audience is enjoying it, and everyone's having a good time, the support will just come. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to ask for it. You don't have to mention it. It just happens. And for the most part, I'd say 90% of the time, that has absolutely, positively been the case with all the games I've played since I became a full-time interactive live streamer. For some weird reason, GTA 5, that's not happening. We've had nights where not even close to hitting any kind of a goal, you know, 1 or 2 contributions the entire night, and it's like, what happened? We have over 400 people on the stream. The videos are doing sky high on YouTube, which is great. I say sky high. Obviously, I'm talking about my standards, not everyone else. You know, for most other people, 1,000 views is pathetic. For me, 1,000 views, I'm happy to get. Okay? So, you see, it's not equivalent. It doesn't seem like it's of the right scale. And I gotta wonder why. So, I talked to you guys last week about this, and I got a few opinions. Opinion number 1 was, well, a big portion of your audience that wants to see you play this game again can't attend your late streams because they're all in Europe. And as you guys know, if I told you guys this over the years, if you look at my demographics and my analytics, a lot of my audience is international. Only about 40 to 45% of my audience is in the United States. More than half of my viewing audience is outside the U.S. And a lot of you guys are Europeans. And I hear you. You want to watch the GTA 5 streams, and you can't because they're too late at night. Fair enough. As I've told you guys, my plan is thus. Beat Final Fantasy 16, which we're near the end of now. And once it's completed, Then GTA 5 becomes a daytime stream that I balance with Street Fighter 6, and the night streams now can be opened up for more casualized content. Some throwback retro playthroughs, Street Fighter 6 World Tour Mode, and other kinds of content like that. Okay? That's my plan, just so you guys know. Alright? Anyway, so that could be one reason. You know, I guess another reason could simply be, yeah, the playthrough is 10 years old. I get that. But with the amount of interest, it still doesn't make sense to me because I've played older games that got support. I mean, hell, earlier this year I played Elden Ring the second run. That was getting support, and that was a game I had played the year before. I've done multiple runs of older games, and they're all fine. For some odd reason, these have been slow streams. So, here's the deal. I'm hoping it'll turn around. I'm hoping tonight, where I'm actually, just listen to this. I'm playing GTA 5 3 days in a row. I give the people what they want, and people are saying to me, Phil, we want more GTA 5. Why the hell didn't you play it yet this week? All right, fair enough. You'll get what you want. Here's the schedule for the rest of the week. Tonight, GTA 5 on the late stream. Tomorrow, Final Fantasy 16 on the daytime stream. Endgame. As we're getting into the end, I predict maybe 2 more streams we're going to beat it. Tuesday night, GTA 5 anniversary run on the late stream. Wednesday, more Street Fighter 6 ranked. And on Wednesday, I'm going to try with Blanca to hit Master. We're going to see if it happens. I don't know if it will. It's been a rough ride. But hopefully I can hit Master level with Blanca this coming Wednesday. And then Wednesday night, more GTA 5 anniversary run. So that's 3 nights in a row that I'm doing GTA 5. I would hope with that amount of buy-in with you guys, I say, hey, I'm listening to your feedback. I'm seeing you guys say you want more. Please support the streams if you can. Because it's going to be concerning if I'm planning to make this a daytime stream, but it seems like it never gets support. I can't have half my major streams not get support. You know what I mean? So I hope it's maybe been a fluke. Maybe there's just been certain circumstances. I don't know. I hope that we'll start getting support starting tonight. All right? We'll see what happens. Okay? So, you know, and there's the thing. I'm honest with you guys when I talk about this shit. All right? I'm not going to sit here all night tonight playing GTA begging. I'm not going to do that. I'll mention it. Please support if you can. But I'm going to play the game and enjoy it. That's what I'm here for. Right? That's what I'm here as a streamer. I'm here to gamer first, business second. Okay? But it is concerning. It's something that I want to play. I've actually really enjoyed the first 6 hours of this run. You guys have too. I want to let you guys know what has to go on in my mind as a business person. You know, it's not just me having fun with the video games. As much as I love to say I can just do whatever the hell I want in life, completely without any kind of pressure or conscious thought about anything business-wise, that's not reality. It's just not. I have to make sure that everything I'm doing also is going to pay the bills around here, okay? So, let's see what happens tonight. Hopefully, it's a great stream. Hopefully, there's support. And, let's leave it at that. Fair enough? So that's this streaming week. Now, next week, my ultimate goal is to beat Final Fantasy 16. So once I do, which I think I'll probably beat it on, like, Saturday, that means then, yes, the night streams will be freed up to do all kinds of variety of content, which I'm very excited for. And I hope that you guys will help me to determine what should be next coming up. Should it be some retro playthroughs, like maybe Super Mario Bros. 3, or maybe some classic Mega Man games? Should I return to my Elden Ring second Magic run? Or should we leave that on hiatus for now? I don't know. Should I do something completely different? I would love your feedback, because we're going to have night streams now freed up once Final Fantasy 16 is done, and it'll give us opportunity to do some good variety of stuff, okay? Cool. All right. Well, folks, that's the schedule. That's everything I had to talk about regarding my content. I do have a couple quick news stories. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very sad story. For me anyway. Maybe not for you. But, ladies and gentlemen, Paul Reubens, also known as Peewee Herman, has passed. Yes, he was 70 years old, and he was battling cancer for the last 6 years and did not tell the public. And he just passed away last night. In fact, he even had a public message on social media. He was able to do it. And he said, I just want to apologize to all my fans and, you know, that I didn't tell you guys about this. It was a private battle, and I'm just so grateful to have ever been able to entertain you. It was a pretty heartfelt message. Now, for those who don't know, Paul Reubens, a.k.a. Peewee Herman, was humongous in the 1980s. This guy was a pop culture phenomenon for dressing up in a silly-ass gray suit, acting like a nerdy guy, and having, you know, just the weirdest mannerisms and the way he acted and talked and laughed, playing this weird cartoonish character. He was a worldwide sensation. I used to watch Pee-wee's Playhouse every weekend when it aired on Saturday mornings. I went to the movies and saw the Pee-wee's Big Adventure movie. That was one of the earlier Tim Burton movies, if you didn't even know that. And the movie was such a success. That's how Tim Burton got notoriety and went on to make all the other movies he ever made. I know that sounds wild, but it's a true freaking story, okay? Paul Reubens was a giant thing in comedy. And then it all kind of fell apart because of one mistake, you know? And, you know, I hate to say it, I draw parallels there because I made a very similar mistake that I was also publicly embarrassed by. Are you aware of what happened with Paul Reubens? In the 1990s, he was caught and arrested. He was in one of those movie theaters that used to exist. They don't really exist in the United States anymore. But it was one of those seedy public theaters where it's porno. And he was sitting there in the theater watching a porno in public, and he started publicly masturbating. And he was caught and arrested. And because of that, essentially, he basically, you know, got in so much embarrassment. So much, you know, like basically his career kind of ended at that point. He obviously could no longer really be Peewee Herman anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was it. That was like, oh my God. Right? So he ended up being in other projects. I remember I saw him in the movie Mystery Men in the late 90s, which he played like the superhero named The Spleen. It was a comedy. And every once in a while, he'd have like a cameo appearance or stuff like that. And then I would say it was about 10 years ago where he did have like a little bit of a renaissance and he started getting cast in other projects and things again. I forget, he was in a major thing and I forgot what it was because I think I saw it, but I can't remember exactly what it was that he was in. But yeah, I mean, it's funny because I'm not even kidding you. He was like humongous in the 1980s. And then that thing that happened in the 90s, it just like tanked his career and that was the end. But around the world, no lie, this guy was recognized as a comedy phenomenon for adults and kids alike. And the fact that I grew up watching this guy every Saturday morning on Pee-wee's Playhouse, you know, it's crazy. And it was funny because, you know, I read the story, I'm like, oh my God, you know, Paul Reubens passed away. He was 70? Like, geez. In my mind, he's always 1980s Pee-wee. You know what I'm saying? Like, in my mind, he's always that younger guy. He's kind of awkward. He's weird and nerdy. He has these weird mannerisms. And, you know, he's Pee-wee. He's infinitely Pee-wee from the 1980s in my mind. I'll never forget, you know. To this day, I still make Peewee Herman references and jokes. I still say things like, Mecca lecca hi, Mecca hiney ho, right? That's a freaking zombie reference. That's supposed to be a genie from the Pee-wee's Playhouse show. I still make those references, man, because that's what I grew up watching. So, you know, it's ingrained in my head, right? Anyway, you know, there you go. Yeah, rest in peace to Paul Reubens. It's funny because at one point, no one wanted to talk about Paul Reubens because of the trouble he had gotten into. But now he passed away. Now everyone's saying like amazing, positive things about the guy. And it's like, well, that's nice that at least his legacy of what he did out there, his art will be remembered, right? Anyway, so rest in peace to Paul Reubens. That's just a piece of news to cover today. I think there's one or two pieces of game news I wanted to cover here. Okay, so I don't know if you guys are aware of this because I haven't talked about it at all because I wasn't selected for it. But over the last 2-3 weeks, there was actually a Tekken 8 beta that went live, but it was only for people who were selected to be in it. Now, I was very lucky with the Street Fighter 6 beta last year. I was selected and I was able to play it. I was not selected for the Tekken 8 beta. Therefore, I didn't really talk about Tekken 8 at all, but this beta went live. A lot of people seem to like it. And it just went offline after this weekend, and they're saying, that's it, no more betas as of now. You know, we'll have more announcements. I guarantee you at EVO in a week, it's in a week, right? In 1 week, I guarantee you at EVO, they're going to announce Tekken 8's release date. I get the feeling that's when they're saving it for EVO, okay? So anyway, guess what happened? Well, remember how back when the Street Fighter 6 beta released, people cracked it and then played it for 6 months straight offline, which they weren't supposed to do, which basically violates all the terms and agreements that the beta has. Oh, by the way, also it's an unfair advantage in the competitive circles because you're not supposed to have this beta for 6 months to play it. So guess what happened with the Tekken 8 beta? However, unlike with Street Fighter 6, Bandai Namco has come out publicly right away this time. You know, Capcom sat on their ass for over 6 months before they said a word. But Bandai Namco immediately came out this morning and said, we already know someone did it. We're telling you right now, if we catch you playing it, we don't care. No excuses. If you are a player who's playing this game, we're just banning your ass. You're going to be banned from all competitive play moving forward. It literally said that. It says it in the announcement. You will be banned from all competitive play in the game if you're playing this beta illegally. To which I have something very important to say. That is not it. Good. Good. That's how it should be. Cheaters should not get unfair advantage and treatment. These companies should ignore cheaters. They should punish them. This is a good thing. In fact, I say take it a step even further. If you know, what the hell did I just click? If you know that someone's a cheater and hacked that beta and is playing the cracked version, ban their fucking ass from your game online forever. Make it so they can only play by themselves. Seriously, blacklist their fucking ass from the online service that your game has so they can't ever play online. Make it so that they have a coaster now at their house, right? Fuck them. They're assholes. They don't deserve it. Anyone who wants to cheat to get ahead in life, fuck you. Really. All of us here who are trying to be honest, we're trying to work, trying to learn, trying to, do it the right way. And you got the assholes who want to step on everyone else to get ahead. Go fuck yourself. That's my special message to you this morning. Get bent. Because you don't deserve anything in life. You're a scumbag. So, Bandai Namco absolutely should ban them, not only from tournament play, but should ban them from online play as well. These people are pieces of human garbage. Okay. I'm very happy that they got on it right away. Because Capcom just dragged their feet and took way too effing long. So I'm really glad that they did it the right way and announced that immediately. Okay? Okay. One other thing to talk about this morning, game news-wise, it's a rumor. So please take this with a grain of salt. However, here's the deal. Strong rumors are saying that Nintendo is targeting a second half of 2024 next-gen console release. That the console already has had dev kits sent out to game developers for them to start working on it already. And that's how this rumor has gotten out there, because it's leaking, basically. Supposedly, here's what people are saying, but there's no confirmation. The console is going to cut corners to save cost. And you know how Switch, halfway through its life cycle, had a second model that was released called the Switch OLED, and they upgraded from the standard LCD screen to an OLED? Apparently, the new Nintendo console is going back to an LCD screen to save money. There's also a rumor that, yes, just like the Switch, the console will still be a hybrid console, where you'll be able to have it as a portable console, but also as a docked console that'll be, a home console. But that's it. Like, there's zero information. We don't know what the innovation will be this time, because let's be honest here. Every single time Nintendo releases a console, they do something weird, right? That is their thing. That's their shtick. They always try to do something really weird. They want to have Wiimote waggling motion controls. They want to have a weird screen built into your fucking gamepad. They want to have it be a hybrid, mobile device versus home console. So there's no real information yet on what will the unique feature be in the new Nintendo console yet. But here's the real question, all right? If they're skimping on the LCD screen, if they're going back, they take 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, do you really believe that this console is going to be current gen and was going to have any kind of power to it to run games like they run on other consoles? I mean, honestly, at this point, it's like Nintendo just doesn't care about anything. They realize they could literally call it the Nintendo, they would call it like the Nintendo P block, but all it is like a piece of dog shit molded into the shape of a console and with a paint over it, and they could sell it. And literally, gamers would buy it, pick it up, and their hands would just go right through it, and just dog shit would squeeze through their fingers, and they wouldn't care. They'd love it, and they'd rate it highly, and they'd continue to use it, and they'd buy 5 of them. because these Nintendo fanboys are just so fucking stupid at this point. They just buy up anything, and they never ever learn. They haven't learned yet that if you don't demand more from Nintendo, Nintendo will not give you anything you want, right? What happened with the Switch OLED is that everyone said, man, you know, the Switch is good, but we really want like a Switch Plus or a Switch Pro. We want a Switch with more memory, more storage capacity, better graphics card, better controller because of the thumbstick drip. We want all these things improved. Nintendo said, fuck you, fans. We're just going to do the OLED. All we've done is slightly improve the screen and put a better kickstand on it. Buy it again. And what did the Nintendo fans say? Yes, master. We do what you tell us. And they went out and bought it in droves like a bunch of fucking morons. So did Nintendo learn? No. What is there to learn? All they know is that their idiotic fanboys will buy anything. So they're not going to give you what you want. The more that you keep giving them the support that they know you're going to give them, they will never improve. Do you remember the Wii U? Do you remember what a failure that console was, that not many people bought it? So then what did the Nintendo fanboys do? They went and bought these. They went out and they bought these little fucking, what are they? Amiibos, right? So they went out in droves, and when no one was buying the console and no one was buying the games, they bought these. And they padded Nintendo's pockets with money. So Nintendo didn't even have to sell video games for a whole console gen because the fanboys went and said, we don't care that you suck and you did the wrong things. We'll still reward you anyway. So this profit allowed them to then make the switch. How about this? Stop rewarding bad behavior. Stop rewarding when these companies don't listen to the feedback of the consumer, and then the companies will change for the better. When you keep rewarding the bad behavior, they won't change. Look what happened with Grand Theft Auto Online for a decade. Everyone said, hey, what happened to expansions for GTA 5? When's GTA 6 coming out? Well, if you keep playing GTA Online and sinking hundreds to thousands of dollars into microtransactions, there's not a lot of incentive for Rockstar to say, let's stop working on that and make GTA 6 or make a story-based advancement for expansion for GTA 5, right? So if you don't learn and you don't tell these companies with your wallet what is good and what isn't, they will just keep putting out crap for you to consume. I don't know how people don't understand this yet a decade later. It's been a decade that Nintendo failed upward. A decade that Rockstar continued to make stuff people, you know, really didn't want. But I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. Because people just, these consumers do what they want. They don't listen to reason. They just buy. So, when the new Switch comes out, if it's underpowered, if it's an old school LCD again, and it has drifting, you know, thumbsticks, but you buy it in droves and it's the best-selling console of all time, don't say I didn't warn you. Enjoy Mario Kart 8 for the 17th port. And still no Mario Kart 9. Seriously, I mean it. Because that's what you're getting. Okay. So, that being said. That's it. That being said. One of my mannerisms. That's all I got for game news, guys. So what we'll do now is some shout-outs. And then we'll see what you guys want to talk about this morning on the podcast before we get to Zangief and Street Fighter 6. Okay? All right. Let's start with Graves Fiend 696, who has re-upped their membership for 7 months of support. Thank you so much to Graves Fiend. I really appreciate that. I should also say this. Thank you guys, because not only has there been great support over on DSP Reacts over the course of this week, hitting that unprecedented number of new members, but also we've actually had some great momentum here on DSP Gaming. Today, if you become a member or gift a membership, it helps a lot. Today's the last day of the month. This counts towards, you know, next month's, you know, pay that I get from YouTube. So anything you do today, super chats, memberships, gifted memberships, greatly appreciated, because it's going to benefit me next month. So thank you in advance to anyone who becomes a member or maybe gifts some memberships. We're going to have a lot of viewers. Whenever I play Street Fighter 6 Online Ranked, usually a lot of viewers show up. So it might be a great time to consider some gifted memberships. Okay? Cool. Let's get to tips. We start off today with a $29.99 tip from the one and only Game Trekker. Thank you, Game Trekker, for the very generous tip. Oh, by the way, not only tomorrow will my background be upgraded. All right. To be a new background, but also my animations will shift back. This month, we had a lot of game-related animations. We had Zelda, we had Diablo, we had Final Fantasy 16. Well, most of those playthroughs are done, and all of them are about to be done. So in the month of August, we're going to go back to some of the more traditional animations again, which is fine because it is my anniversary, so to see some of the older ones come back, I'm sure you guys are going to like them. So we'll revert back tomorrow, as well as having the new background, okay? All right. Game Trekker says the following. Wow, someone tried to impersonate me during your community lobby last night. That's adorable. Yes, not only you, but they were trying to basically create chaos. They were impersonating Jax Raxer. They impersonated Jade. They impersonated quite a few people. Basically trying to get, you know, undue attention and drama going. But the thing is, Game Trekker, you've told me multiple times you don't own Street Fighter 6, that you love the game, you're watching people play it, you like watching me play it, but you don't own it. So I know it wasn't you, so I immediately banned the idiot. You know, someone's being a moron trying to cause problems. He says, anyway, here are your stats for last night. So here we go. With Zangief, which is who I started with for community night, 33 wins and 5 losses overall. With Dalsim, I only had 2 wins and 3 losses. With Honda, I had 9 wins and 4 losses. With Lily, I had 2 wins and 3 losses. Yes, that's right. I actually went negative with Lily, but it's because I played 2 Master Rank players. With Marisa, 2 wins and 2 losses. And then with Ryu, 2 wins and no losses. And then I ran out of time. Overall, 50 wins and 17 losses. He says, I want to add, don't take the negative ratio with Lily to heart. You are only playing Master Rank players. That's right. That is correct. Look at Jasper Kitty getting a head rub. Look at this. Look at this cute cat right here. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Very nice. Anything else here, or that was the message? Dolls, oh, he says, best of luck with Geef today. Thank you, Game Trekker. I appreciate that very much. And yes, I hope that I do well with Geef. I would love to get Geef into Diamond or higher. If I get even higher, that'd be even better, right? So. Someone threw $1 and said, how do you feel taking advice about Street Fighter 6 from someone who's not played it? Well, let's see. Let's think about this. Because really, it's really hard, right, to take factual advice from someone who did the research when I didn't have time to do the research, right? Like, what are you talking about? I feel fine taking advice from someone. In fact, many of the days that Game Trekker has tipped and given me advice about the game have helped my game dramatically. He taught me about game mechanics I didn't even understand. You know, the drive rush system, the parry system, a lot of stuff. I found out, you know, getting your drive meter back, right? How if you walk forward with the drive meter, Jasper Kitty, he never looks at the camera. Look, he never looks. Then you walk forward when you have burnout, that your drive meter comes back faster. Like, he's taught me so many things about the game as a scholar. You know, not people who are scholars aren't necessarily the doers. They're just people who have the knowledge, and then they impart that knowledge to other people who then run with it. Are you telling me that anyone on Earth who's a scholar is worthless? Is that what you're telling me? Really? Because you're an idiot, if that's what you think. He's a scholar of Street Fighter 6 and a fan, and his help has been very, very useful in me learning and getting better at this game. So here's what you do. All those people who do research, all those people who have discovered all these things and are, you know, living archives of information that people, you know, rely on a daily basis, go tell them that they're worthless, and let's see what happens. They're going to take up their books, and they're going to shove them in your face and paper cut your face up. Like, like one of those weird horror movies, like a weird death in like a Friday the 13th. Like, how could that possibly kill someone? They'll paper cut your face. It's gore, blood exploding everywhere. Okay, that's not going to happen. That's absolutely ridiculous. But the point I'm making is what you're saying is ludicrous. Think about what you say before you say it. It's very stupid. By the way, I've taken concrete advice from someone like Diaphone as well, who's a pro player, right? And I learned from him too. What's the difference from learning from Diaphone or someone who doesn't play the game? If the advice is sound, the advice is still sound, right? So there you go. Okay. Very good. Okay, shout out to Dragon Lord Gusidasax, who did a $2 super chat. Says, are you planning on playing Armored Core or Starfield? Starfield is a 100% yes. I'm absolutely playing Starfield at launch on Game Pass. I know if you buy it, you can play it like a few days early. I'm not doing that. I'm going to get it on Game Pass like everybody else and play it when it releases on Game Pass, okay? However, Armored Core is a big question mark, and quite frankly, I'm leaning towards a no. And before people go crazy and say, why is it a no? There's a couple reasons. Number one, I've never been a guy who's been really crazy or even caring too much about mech combat games. I think the most I ever played a mech combat game, let me give you my entire history of mech combat games. You ready for this? First of all, in the 1990s, there was a game called Virtual On in arcades. And it was a player versus style game. And, was it fun? It was. But it wasn't serious. Like, out of all the games, it was actually expensive to have in an arcade because it was a lot of equipment. But it didn't really do that well. It didn't have the appeal of, like, a fighting game. Okay? So I played Virtual On. I thought it was fun, but no one ever really played it seriously. I played a game called Slave Zero. That was a PC game back in the early 2000s when I used to build PCs. It came with one of, like, the graphics cards that I bought. It was a fun game. I played through it and really enjoyed it. Wasn't a big deal, though. You know? Outside of that, what's the other mech combat game I played? Hawken. Seriously, Hawken in 2012. And if you want the story of that one, go watch my react about The Dark Side of Machinima, where I outline my whole story about E3. That literally is going live in 3 minutes over on DSP React. Okay? Outside of that, the only other games you could even consider mech combat were Transformers games. Yeah, like War for Cybertron and stuff like that. Fall of Cybertron, War for Cybertron, whichever ones they were, if not both. That's it. I'm not a guy who plays mech combat games, nor do I know much about it at all. And I've heard that, sadly, this is not a user-friendly, ease-you-into-it kind of game. This is a game that's very difficult. So, like, if you know mech combat, if you enjoy mech combat, and you play this game because you're coming in with prerequisite knowledge of mech combat games and whatever, you'll probably really like it. But as a outsider, as a newcomer to this style of game, likely it's a game that's just going to beat you over the head. And, you know, basically, you know, it's going to be a frustrating experience. Now, why do you think most people want to see me play this game? Because they realize I'm going to suck at it, I'm going to get frustrated and rage, and they want to see me suffer. To those people, I say this: fuck you. I don't care about you. I care about actually having a game that's going to be a fun gameplay experience, not only for me, but for my audience as well, and something that's going to have longevity and be a full playthrough. Now, Phil bought the game for $70, played it for 2 days, got incredibly frustrated because he didn't understand any of it, and rage quit it. Fuck you. I don't care about that. I'm 41 years old. I don't have time to waste on bullshit like that. So, I'm not against it. I just don't necessarily see it succeeding. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't necessarily see it being something that's going to be successful. I think that it's sadly going to be something that won't catch on. And especially with the fact that right around the corner is Starfield. And then in the month of September, every week we got major releases. And then October, every week we got major releases. Do I really want to buy a game for $70 that I'm going to play for like not even a week, get frustrated, and end up just saying, fuck this? So I don't know. Here's the thing. Maybe I'll look at it a little bit more. Maybe there's a demo that comes out for it. I would try the demo. There is no demo for it right now, right? But I'd be interested to see, but I don't know. I'm just not sold on it. I'm not sold on this game at all. I'm not sold that it's going to be entertaining. I'm not sold that it's something I'm going to like. Nor has anyone really tried to convince me. They just say, oh, just play it because it's FromSoft. Just play it because it's FromSoft. That's stupid, right? Just because it's made by a company that made another franchise that I like doesn't mean I'm going to like this game. It's literally nothing like Elden Ring, Dark Souls, Bloodborne. It's nothing like any of those games whatsoever. Okay? So, I'm not sold on it at all. I'm just not. We'll see. As the month progresses, we got a month to think about it. Comes out the 25th. I know even the date comes out, but I'm not sold. We'll talk about it. All right? I received a tip. I received a $10 tip from an anonymous tipper. They said, imagine if Nintendo ends up porting Smash Brothers Ultimate to the new console instead of making a new Smash Brothers. Seriously, I wouldn't even put that past Nintendo. I really wouldn't. Because take a look at what they did from the Wii U to the Wii. How many games didn't even get modern versions? Right? And even when they made a modern version, they made 2 of the same game. So they made Zelda Breath of the Wild, and they made Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. It's the same fucking game twice with some tweaks. Right? Wow. Anyway. Yeah. I mean, that would be pretty funny, actually. I would not even be surprised if that happened, if they ported it as like a special edition, and then they ended up making a new one later down the road or something. Okay. Adam Thury, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Let me get you on the leaderboard. And Anzo Kamaru says Smash is never getting a new game. That's 100% going to happen. Sakurai said he's done. So there you go. Since Smash Brothers is not getting a new game because Sakurai retired from that franchise, they're just going to port the old one. There you go. It's confirmed. Anso Kumaru confirms live here on stream today. That's going to happen. No more new Smash games. Just port the old shit. Buy it again because you're a sucker. Because you're a sucker. Wow. All right. All right, guys. So that is all the shout-outs so far today. If you would like to tag me in chat, we can have a little discussion about, you know, anything you want to talk about today. I'm open to having some conversation on the show. JDTV says, can't people who should get banned for playing Tekken early create a new account since they get banned? In Call of Duty, it's the same. Of course they can't, but they'll never be able to enter a tournament. Like, let's say, for example, you're a prominent player, and you got caught. Everyone knows who you are. What are you going to do? Dress up in a fucking costume like it's the Masked Singer and try to enter tournaments looking like the fucking Bugs Bunny or something? You know, if that's really the concern, because who cares how good you are online if you can't ever be a competitor, right? It's kind of like me. I could be the highest ranked player in Street Fighter 6, but no one will care because I'm never entering a tournament. I've already told you guys I have zero interest in ever entering a Street Fighter 6 tournament in real life. So it doesn't matter. I'm insignificant. You see the diff? You see? I'm an insignificant human when it comes to Street Fighter 6. Isn't that nice? I received a $10 tip from Senior Bronca. Says you should use the Street Fighter 6 replay hub to watch high-ranked players you want, and viewing matches where they lose specific characters and win with specific characters. That should work better for you instead of YouTube. Yeah, but the difference is then I have to sit in my fucking office here at my thing here to watch it. I mean, really what happens is at night, as I'm relaxing, usually my wife and I will unwind and we'll watch some TV or have a drink or two or do something to relax at night. And then when we get ready for sleep, that's when I actually pop open my phone and I'll, for like a half an hour, as I'm heading to bed, I'll watch some Street Fighter gameplay. Not even with audio. Like I mute the audio or I have it really low, and I watch some matches. That's how I watch it. You know, it's convenience to be able to watch it when you're relaxing in bed, sitting back, getting ready for bed or whatever. You know, getting some tech before you go right to sleep. Then I sleep, and in my sleep, I see the combos being executed over and over in a loop in my head, and that's how I absorb them. All right, that's bullshit. That doesn't happen. But I do watch the videos right before bed. So I'm not going to, right before bed, well, honey, you go to sleep. I'm going to head across the house to sit in my office and watch Street Fighter tech videos from the replay hub in my fucking office all night. No, I'm not doing that. I'm absolutely not doing that. It's ridiculous. But thanks. I understand what you're saying. Thank you for the suggestion. I'm not doing that. We've hit 50 bucks in tips. Gunner Glasses time. Thank you guys for your support. Can we watch pro play replays together on stream? Listen, I told you guys I would consider that, right? I would consider if you wanted to see me react to videos of Street Fighter 6. I mean, I was talking about LTG, but I said I would do it with anything. Like, I think that actually watching the videos, watching the combos, the strategies, and commenting on them would be really fun. And we'd all level up. Like, I could explain, so if you guys don't even understand what's going on, I could tell you exactly what's going on by watching, so that you can understand the tech and the things that are happening there. It's really, really good stuff. I love watching those videos. I would love to commentate over them. Oh, excuse me. Do it on my React channel. I could, but if I do that, that's less gameplay. You see? It's a trade-off. Would it be feasible for the FGC to run an online-only tournament? I'm sure there might be a way to do it. They have... The thing is, there's a tournament mode in Street Fighter 6, but it always has had issues. Even from the launch of the game, there's been problems where it keeps having, like, it won't start, it crashes. So it hasn't been anything seriously used, to my knowledge, because the thing keeps having tech issues. The whole game has, like, achievements and trophies based around winning these online tournaments, and you can't even get the platinum in the game until you do, but people can't hit platinum because they don't work right. So it's kind of disappointing. That's like the one feature Street Fighter 6 people aren't talking about that isn't really working right. Would I ever do an online tournament? I don't know. It would depend on time constraints, like if there was a tournament during one of my streams. But I'm not going to go out of my way to change my life and my day schedule to fucking enter an online tournament that means nothing. It's stupid. What's up, Juan? How you doing today? No, I've never ridden on a lion, Willow. I would think no one has because they'd be eaten. Good for Justin Wong, JDTV. I don't really care that he hit master rank with everyone, but good for him. That's a good achievement to hit master with everyone. He must have been playing the living fuck out of the game. Like I said, I guarantee you he probably played 10 times more than me in the last 2 months. Okay, anything else, guys? What is Phantom Liberty? I don't even know what that is. Right? Why am I not playing Phantom Liberty? Because I don't know what that is. Never heard of it. Carlos, I do like the new buttons. Yes. I do like these new buttons. I will say this. They feel very responsive. And I think I'm getting less wrong inputs. If I do something wrong now, it's me. Like, for example, last night when I was playing in Community Night, I know for a fact I kept pressing the throw buttons instead of the parry buttons. That's on me. But I seem to be getting less false inputs. For example, remember I told you guys I was playing and I just put my hand here and the game activated as if it was like a drive rush. And I was like, what? Or not drive rush, a drive impact. And I was like, huh? I'm not really getting that anymore. I think these buttons are slightly less sensitive, which is a good thing. It means I'm going to get less, fake or unintended inputs. So, yes, I do like the buttons. 672 says, I'm in the middle of a 3-hour flight delay. What's your worst flight delay experience? I'm trying to remember. I've had some bad ones. I had one where I was stuck in an airport all day. This is a long time ago, probably like mid-2000s, going to like a Street Fighter tournament. I remember once I was flying, it might have been going to Texas. And there was no direct flight to Texas from Connecticut. So I had to go to first I had to go from Connecticut to New York. Then I had to go from New York to like a Midwest airport. And then I had to go from the Midwest airport down to Texas. And I remember when I got to like O'Hare, which was the Chicago airport, the whole flight system was fucked up there. Like something had gone wrong at the airport. So like everyone's flights were delayed. I think I was stuck for like 7-8 hours in the airport with nothing to do. So I think I bought and read like a book, a magazine, had a full meal, just killed as much time as I could. The thing is, there are some airports that are nice, that have more stuff to do in them. But, we're talking mid-2000s. This is before the era of the internet being on everyone's phone. So what the fuck do? You got to read. What else are you going to do? You read. That's what I did. I think I ended up reading like half a book or something like that. But yeah, I don't outright remember ever having like a flight outright canceled and then having to like stay in like a hotel or something. That never happened to me, to my knowledge. You know who that happened to? My wife. Yeah. One time she was on a flight and they canceled her fucking flight completely when she landed. And basically she had to sit in the airport for like 12 hours doing nothing until the next flight was available. It was fucked up. Yeah. She told me the story. I was like, that's really fucked up. These airports are fucked, man. That's why our government's trying to do something to make it so that, if they're going to do that, they have to compensate you, right? Like legally, if they fuck up and all their schedules are fucked up and their flights are getting canceled, they actually have to compensate the customer. Not, oh, you paid, so now just sit there and wait for a fucking day and we'll put you on another flight. No, they actually have to pay you for your inconvenience. So they're working on laws like that right now, which I think should be passed. Oscar just did a super chat. He says, I don't like using PayPal. Can I do a Cash App or Zelle? No. However, for those of you who don't like PayPal for whatever reason, and I hear you, a lot of people, it bothers them or whatever. I have a Patreon, right? Patreon. It's patreon.com/DarksidePhil. You can just pledge there, and you can do a one-time pledge. That's it. That is exactly the same, no exaggeration, as a PayPal. Like, I get that right away, and that helps me. A lot of people don't realize that. That's an alternate method. If you wanted to just support short-term, something quick, go to my Patreon and do a pledge there. All right? And I appreciate that. And if you tell me you did it and you want a shout-out, I'll still shout it out. I just got to confirm it's real, and I will shout that out too. All right? So check that out. All right? Otherwise, there's so many ways. You can do a super chat, a super sticker, a membership, some gifted memberships to the community. Tip if you like it. If you don't like PayPal, consider pledging to my Patreon. All right? All those things. Okay? Thank you. So thank you, Oscar. Tingus Pingus says, I'm here from LTG videos. What LTG videos? There are LTG videos? I wouldn't know. See, here's the thing, Tingus Pingus. For me, you know, I have one day I'll talk about a topic, and then maybe there'll be a follow-up, and that's it. To me, I've moved on. Like, LTG is the last thing in my head. That guy pussed out. He's never going to play me in Street Fighter 6. He's a coward. He talks shit, and then he fucking doesn't back it up. So fuck him. I'm done with him. Like, he's a fucking skid mark on my underwear that already got washed off earlier in the week. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. But to you, you're like, oh, I'm here from the LTG videos. What LTG videos? I'm here to play Zangief today, man. I don't care about that shit. Big Papa Phil says, favorite educational game you ever played? I was into Math Blaster on PC in the 90s. Number Munchers. A game that I played when I was in elementary school on an Apple IIe PC in a computer lab. Number Munchers. You were this little green creature that you would have to solve math problems by eating the correct number solutions. So there you go. Juan, I'm glad that you're going to celebrate an anniversary of your country of Bogota, or the city of Bogota, next week. Sounds good. Soggy Gambino says, if your React channel continues to grow with members, would you shift more time to doing React content? Well, here's the thing. Right now, I like doing a variety of stuff. We got the weekly clip show. I like doing long-form reacts where I react to like a documentary, or maybe like this weekend I did the Machinima event where it was all about my recollection of things working with Machinima and stuff like that. I like that stuff, all right? Tier makers. I actually really like doing the tier maker events. I think that those are very fun to do. I'm excited to do the one later this month. I have a lot of content I could do for that channel, but it's kind of, from what I've seen, is earlier this year, if you didn't know, every month I was doing a marathon here on DSP Gaming and a long-form React event on DSP Reacts, and the feedback I got overall from my audience was, cut back. You're taking too much time away from the gameplay we like you for. We want more gameplay. We're upset you're not playing more games. Please focus more on gameplay. So I listened to the feedback, and I basically stopped doing the long-form React events for 3 months. And then this is the first one that I did in several months. And, it worked. Like the Machinima event did good. People showed up, supported it. People are watching it right now on demand. So here's the thing. I'm only one guy. I wish that I could clone myself and I could have one person just doing React content all day and one person doing gameplay all day, but it's not the case. You know, I'm limited in the time that I have. I think it's about finding the perfect balance. I still want to be able to cover all the hot new releases of the fall, but I don't want to miss out on doing React content too. What it may end up being is that during different times of year, I do different kinds of content more heavily. Maybe during the months of the year where there's not that many hot game releases, we do more React content, but then when the game releases ramp up, then we cut back on it, right? So, yeah, but you're absolutely right. It's about the support as well. I can't put unlimited time and resources into React content if it's not getting supported, and sadly, video views don't really do it over there, because like I said, a lot of the content over there gets claimed and or demonetized. So because of that, it really is reliant on other factors, such as the memberships and the like, okay? So, yeah, if I got more members and I got more support and people said, hey, will you do more React content? Then maybe I would consider it. You know, that's kind of how it works. Speaking of which, I just was curious, because as of now, part 2 of The Dark Side of Machinima should have gone live. I wanted to see if it did. Indeed it did, and so far it has 18 views, baby. Now you're talking. Thanks to the 18 people who checked it out. I get the feeling most people are here on the podcast who are interested in my stuff right now, but hope you guys will give it a look as it goes live, you know, continuously live over the course of the week. Thanks for watching this stuff over there. I appreciate it. Okay. Any potential videos in mind for the next long-form React? I'm not thinking about that right now, Daddy, because right now we already know what's coming up. We've got the Project 7 React, the Tier Maker for Game of the Year awards, and then the retrospective React at the end of the month. So we've already got all the React content for August scheduled, lined up, ready to go. So we're good in that regard, okay? After that, we'll think about for the future after that happens. Welcome, Jade. How you doing today, Jade? Good to have you here. I don't know what cool math games online are, Willow, so no. Am I planning on playing Pokemon DLC? Probably not. I don't even know when it comes out. It's not really in my radar right now. Okay. Oh, Phantom Liberty is the Cyberpunk expansion? I don't give two fucks about that. I hated Cyberpunk 2077, and I'm not going to pay for an expansion. Tingus Pingus asked, do I think I will hit Master rank before LTG, and who is my main? Considering that LTG is still 2-star Diamond and not climbing at all, yeah, probably. And my main right now, I would say my character that's highest ranked is Blanca. That doesn't mean that he'll always be, but right now he's my highest ranked. I got him to 5-star Diamond, and now I need to get him to Master, which I'm going to work on Wednesday. So, what I have for breakfast? A plain bagel with vanilla. Excuse me. A plain bagel with veggie cream cheese and a black coffee. Has Jasper ever eaten a spider? Absolutely yes. He thinks they're delicious. What's going on, No Sleep Real Vibes? How are you today? Bones says, I started playing Blanca because of you in Street Fighter 6. He's really fun, and Capcom did a great job with him. I think he's pretty unique, although he is a hybrid because he has a lot of things he had in previous games. They're just very different move properties in this one. But, no, I like the character build. Although, again, I don't know if he's going to hang at top levels. Just being honest, I feel like he's a character based on movement, gimmicks, and countering when your opponent makes a mistake. But I don't necessarily know if offensively he can hang with the top tiers. Yes, I agree. Veggie cream cheese is amazing. Has lots of extra flavor. Jasper does not have a go-to spot to nap. He's the kind of cat that every season he changes. So, for example, right now, one of the places he likes to nap is in the closet. We have a closet in the hallway that's like our towel sheet closet, linen closet. He likes to go in there and lay on one of the sheets and go to sleep in there. When we're downstairs in the living room, he, for a time, was sleeping on one end of the couch at the end. Then he started sleeping on the floor. Then he wants to sleep where I sit on the couch, but when I'm sitting there, he can't. So now he started resting behind me on the couch, on like the top of the couch, laying there. So but the thing is, on a moment's notice, he'll sit there for 2 months and decide, I don't want to sit here anymore. And he'll move somewhere new, and that'll be his new spot. So he's always moving. All right, guys. I think we're going to end the podcast, and here's why. Nature calls. Ooh, yeah, nature calls. So, let's end the show, and let's take a few minutes break, and then I'll come back. It'll be Zangief's Diamond Rush Madness. My goal today is to get Zangief from 5-star Platinum into Diamond, and hopefully maybe even get another rank. We'll see, because it depends on how it goes. As you know, Zangief is a lower tier. I do have some problems with certain matchups, but I'm hoping overall to have more wins than losses today, and to get him ranked up. Thank you all for watching the Level 1 podcast. I hope you enjoyed the show. Can't wait to come back tomorrow and tell you how I did. Ooh,